Welcome to the Galaxy Man Show interview show. So for this first interview week of the guest for today is this incredible singer and songwriter known by the name of Rebecca Barron. So I'm about to add the first guest of this week onto the live now and have a chat with Rebecca. So yeah, let's add Rebecca in and have a chat with Rebecca. Hi
Hi,
Rebecca, how's it going?
good. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks. I just want to say first up, thank you so much for taking the time to join my show. It's such an incredible pleasure having you on as the guest today. So to people that don't know who you are, Rebecca, if you can give like a bit of backstory about yourself, and then we'll dive right into the questions.
Okay, so I'm a singer-songwriter from the UK. Mostly my genre is like pop rock music. I started out as a cover singer, but then eventually went on to write my own music, and here I am.
Yes. Awesome. So we'll dive right into the questions now, Rebecca. So for my very first question, you've created incredible original songs. To people that haven't heard of Rebecca's original songs, definitely go check them out. Definitely go stream, definitely go listen. Rebecca's such an incredible artist, and your songs, you let out so much incredible emotions in your
Thank
songs, and I love that about yourself. Uh, so for the first song, I'm going to mention Poison. Like, what was it like creating this song Poison, and what's the meaning behind this song?
so that was the first song I wrote for my EP, and it was kind of the first song I ever wrote that I was proud of. Um, yeah, the meaning behind that, it's quite an angry song because at the time I was just going over things in my head, like all the people that had wronged me, and I was really angry about it, and I was feeling this emotion, and then all these words started flowing to me, and yeah, that's that's how that came about. So yeah, it's just about like, the bad people you meet through your life and how your mind does not stop thinking of them, and how it kind of makes you, it kind of poisons you internally.
Awesome. So on to the very next question. So on to the very next song I'm going to mention is called Get Ready. What was it like creating Get Ready, and what's the meaning behind this one?
So Get Ready, that was that song. I would probably say it took the longest to write out of all the songs on the EP. I'd written some depressing ones, and I was like, I need a happy opening song. So um, it took a while to come up with it, and then I just thought of the word "get ready." And I thought, oh yeah, that's really cool. I could make a cool song out of that. So it took me quite a few weeks to write it, um, and that's just about motivating yourself and um, moving on from all the shit that's happened, and enjoying life.
Yes. Awesome. So on to the very next question. So with the next song I'm going to mention is Save Me. Like, what was it like creating this one, and what's the meaning behind this one?
Um, so Save Me With Your Touch, that was written, um, it was written in December 2020. So we were kind of having a winter lockdown, and I was very lonely and depressed. Um, and that song, I was just kind of wishing to have that, as cheesy as it sounds, like to have like that special person with me, and to be loved by someone, because I was just feeling really low, um and then the word "save me" came to my head, because that's kind of how I felt at the time, and I started writing lyrics around how I felt and how, the environment around me was.
So on to the very next question. So with the next one I'm going to mention is Wild Side. As I mentioned before, your songs are truly sensational, and to people that haven't heard of your songs, definitely go give them a stream because your songs are as I said, sensational. And as a like an artist like yourself, you really do let out your emotions and stuff. And I love that about artists like yourself. And it's just, I love that. And it's just the way to connect with music is through emotions. And I love that about music. So I just want to say a lot of respect for you, Rebecca, and a lot of respect for your music too. So everyone definitely go give the songs a listen. Yeah, what was it like creating Wildside?
So Wild Side, it was as as corny as it sounds. It was like a message to myself. It was like I was writing a message to myself to say, um, stop restricting yourself, stop hiding yourself, and don't be afraid to let out who you are. Because that's been an ongoing battle throughout my life. I've always been really worried to express myself in front of other people and scared of other people's judgments, which is something I've been working on for a really long time. And yeah, it was Wild Side is almost like a note to myself to say, hey, stop, like stop hiding, fuck what other people are going to think and say, and just be the person you are, be the person you want to be.
So that's our very next question. So what made you decide as a person and like especially as an artist to get into the whole music scene in the first place?
um I've always had I've always had an interest in music from being a really small child, and yeah, music. I've always just been listening to it constantly, just obsessively playing it. But I could never really. I never knew how to sing up until when I was 16 and I started taking singing lessons. And the reason I forced myself to do that was because at the time I was on a performing arts course, and we had to do auditions for this musical, and in the auditions we would all have to sing, and I was really nervous for that because I was so bad at that point, really cringing and terrible. So I forced myself into taking singing lessons, and then I started to really enjoy them, and I thought, yeah, I'm gonna stick at this, and I'm gonna make a career out of this eventually. Okay, I've been wanting to be a singer for a really long time, and now I'm gonna make it happen. So when I was 16 and I was taking these lessons, I got really obsessive and I started learning the guitar, and I would sing and play every day. And then 6 months down the line, I got into doing open mics and learning covers, and I've never gone back since. This is just my life now.
Yes. Well, onto that, like, what does performing music like mean to you, like, especially as an artist?
Um, I mean, it's my life. I just it's just what I love to do, and um, you know, getting to express my emotions through songs, and um, you know, being able to say the things I want to say through music. It just means a lot. I find it easier to express myself through music than speaking. You know, it's my self expression.
So on to our very next question. So with performing cover songs, like, what has been your most favorite cover song to perform of all time, and why?
Um, I'd probably say "You Ought to Know" by Alanis Morissette. Yeah, it's like because it's such an angry song full of emotion and pain. It's just nice to sing that and just get it all out. And you know, it's got so much variation in there. It's got like a lot of like soft, low notes in it, and then it goes really powerful, and yeah, I get to. There's a lot going on in the song, which makes it a challenge but fun.
So that's our very next question. So if you could work with any top three music artists in the music industry, like, who would they be and why?
That's that's a really tough question. Um, I'm I'm honestly not. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But you know, if anyone would like to work with me, I'd be open to that. You know, any bands, I'd love to collaborate, but I don't know who with. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I'm sorry.
No, you're
I've
fine.
looked over the question, but
Yeah,
I couldn't
it's all good.
I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, it's all good. So on to the very next question. So like if you could go anywhere on tour, like to take your music anywhere, any country in the world, like where would you want to take your music to and why?
Definitely the US.
Okay.
I think the music scene there seems really good, and they're quite into my my genre, and I've already got a bit of a following from, you know, I've got quite a lot of American people on my music page. Um, so yeah, I have a feeling that music wise, I kind of suit. I probably suit being in that country.
So on to the very next question. So what advice would you give to independent artists that want to get into music? And yeah, what advice would you give to them and why? Like why?
Um, there's there's so many things really.
Yeah.
I think, you know, being able knowing how to promote yourself is really important. Um, Definitely work on social media and build up a following. Because a lot's happened for me because of social media and because I've managed to reach out to loads of people. Um, and also like try and just literally just try and put yourself out there as much as possible and go to different places. Like go to as many places as you can to get yourself seen and get involved in different music places.
So onto performing gig wise, like what has been your like most favorite gig place to perform at and why? Like yeah, what has been your most favorite place to perform at and why for like gig wise?
Um, Thinking back to all the gigs I've done now. Um, Probably, I'd probably say I'd probably say there's this pub called the Fox in Shipley, in the UK, my country, and yeah, this pub it's really great, and they they have me and my band on a lot, and the audience in there is amazing and really supportive, and there's just such a good atmosphere.
So onto the
And
very
you
next.
know, I performed there this weekend,
Okay.
and yeah, I was so happy after with how I was received and people singing along, joining in. It's
Yeah.
so nice when that happens.
What has been like with performing gigs and stuff, like what song is like normally mentioned like with the audience, like what songs do they normally mention to you like that they want to perform?
Um, in terms of my in terms of my covers, um, probably say people seem to really like "Still Into You" by Paramore.
Okay.
That's one people seem to enjoy. And um, in terms of my original songs, um, my new one, Bad News, which is unreleased, but I'm planning to get that out in the new year. But yeah, that one always goes down well.
Awesome. Sounds like our next question. So, what are the positive and negative sides into the whole music industry, and how do you get through those like negative moments as an artist?
So the positives, um, you can meet so many great people and build such good connections with others. Um, and it's usually really friendly when you go out performing and everyone's so supportive, and it's music it's fun to do. Really great job to have. um and a lot, you can just spend loads of time being creative and writing about things you want to write about and sing songs you love. The negatives, I'd probably say, in terms of the negatives, probably being being an independent artist is quite difficult because you've got to do everything yourself. Like, luckily now, as you know, I've got a
Yeah.
manager, so that makes it a lot easier. But before that, I would have to sort out everything, and that would be really stressful. And also, it can be really negative when you try so hard getting things together to send off to people, whether it's a radio station or um, a music venue, and you get no response. Because musicians, we put so much effort into what we do, and we spend so much time trying to promote ourselves, and it can be a bit disappointing when we're not recognized for that. I suppose it's going to happen, it's natural, but it can be a bit disappointing. And also, I suppose social media can be a bit of a negative. It can be positive, it can be really positive, but it can be negative as well. Um and if you're an independent artist, you have to deal with a lot of the crap yourself, and it can get stressful sometimes.
Sounds like our next question. So, on to the advice part. Like, if you could talk to your younger self, like looking back over time, like what advice would you give to your younger self and why?
um I would, to my younger self, I would say, um just go for what you want, and stop being so afraid of everything. And everything's going to work out fine, and just be more confident, and stand up for myself when things aren't right. Because yeah, my I'm a totally different person to who I was a few years ago. I was very, very weak and anxious and unstable. And my EP kind of almost reflects my journey into becoming the person I am now, and the confidence that I've grown. So yeah, just to my younger self, just definitely have more confidence and believe in myself, and don't take any shit.
Yes, I love that. So, on to so on to my very last question, Rebecca. So, like, what's next for you, like music-wise? Any like upcoming gigs or any upcoming like music projects that you'd like to announce on the show?
Yeah, so me me and my producer have been writing and producing a few songs lately, and I'm really proud of them. Bad news, we've more or less got done, and there's a new song that we worked on last week called "Kiss Me Goodbye." So I'm really excited for that one. Really, really excited for that song to be released, and these will probably be coming out in the new year, probably January, February. I'm going to release them as singles. I'm hoping to do some music videos, but when you're independent, it can cost a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
It's so extensive. So yeah, and also we're gonna do, well, we're in the process of recording a remake for Save Me With Your Touch. Like, we're gonna do it as a more stripped down version, and I'm really hoping to release that by the end of this year. In terms of gigs, on the 27th of October, I'm at the Potting Shed in Bingley with my band. And on the 4th of December, there's an event on at the Groove Pad, and I'm with my band there. But anyway, I'm gonna post something with all my upcoming gigs. So I have a lot more than that. It's hard to, like, think of it all on the spot, but yeah, I've got it written down.